get started. So, as with yesterday, I am making some tunnel things. So look at this little tunnel thing. It's actually quite large. It's a rather large tunnel thing. But I'm not really pleased with the, final result of what I've done so far. I think it has the same problem that I've had before, where I just kind of started making stuff without much intention behind it. Like, the city above ground, I think has been more promising. I'll show that off, and then I'll just kind of share my thoughts as to what I think is going wrong with this underground area. If the game will, start. There we go. Okay, so we're in here. Great. Let's go Crab Hill, entry or something like that. And then set time to, 2 p.m. So that way you can actually see anything. So, I think this area, it's still roughly blocked out. Actually, I'm going to lower the music a smidge as well. A little loud. Hang on. I have to, full screen YouTube, because otherwise the volume knob is too small. Because I need to move it 1 pixel. I have a better idea, actually. What if I just adjust it here? There we go. Okay, but I'm going to talk a bit about this area. So it's a rough sketch. Still, all these buildings are just the blocks that are copy and pasted. And these walls intersect with each other and stuff like that. But the overall structure of the city feels like it's getting better, because it's I know what I want here of these are going to be little farms and stuff like that. And then over here, I think the city is also more promising, because there's just clear, I had an idea of what the city was going to look like. What, I'm basing it on real places, and there's a train station and hotels and things like that. You know, I have ideas for what I want. And that's something that I don't really have for this underground area. I've just been kind of throwing stuff at the wall, which is fine, except I should be throwing stuff not into the final game. You know what I mean? This could have been its own little scene, and I could be what do I want from this? And then just play around with it there. But I think putting it in the game, putting it in the world, has already gotten me too focused on how to integrate everything together, and not enough on just making sure that I have a fun vibe here. You know, of this little area. I think it started with a pretty good idea, because I just sketched it in isolation of not really intending anything with it, and eventually there needs to be graves around it. I accidentally deleted them. But I think the core issue now, and an issue that's plagued me with other level design, is that I start making things without actually knowing what I want to make, and without having any strong intention behind it. And as a result, it gets to be sort of meandering and probably too big. For example, this is 10,000 million miles deep, and most of it is just going to be falling. And there'll be very little interesting things happening here. But okay, let's go back up to the top. Where is the top, actually? Oh. Oh, I see. There's little caps. So I should think about, I guess what I'm going to do today is think about kind of what are the intentions behind this place? You know, why does this place exist? Because I do like this visual, for example. So there's things here that I think are good. I like the overall layout of the chambers as well. But then everything between the chambers, there's just kind of a mess of caves and hallways. This isn't going to be interesting game content, for example. It's just a hallway that goes into a weird room. And so it's not only not very good game content, it's just not very good environmental design, because it's gibberish. So what I'm going to do is I think sort of just like sketch. See, I actually want the music back up a little bit though. Now it's too quiet. And I'm gonna get paint or something. Oh. So I think first things I'd want are to know really, I guess I should also have a little, what do I have here? I'm gonna close this one. There we go. That's the script for the devlog that I'm trying to make, but because I'm also doing all of this stuff, I haven't made a devlog in like 2 months. Actually, I haven't made a devlog in like 4 months. My last video was on Concord, beloved game Concord. But okay. I have like the idea of what I want this to be, of like it looks like graves. You know, these chambers are going to be filled with boxes, and it's going to look like some sort of cemetery or something. So I guess what are the other things that we could have here? So we have the chambers. Why is there a time slowing machine? In fact, what if I go into here, I like grab one of these, save branch, what if I just copy this entire branch? Basically, I want this whole thing in a little test scene. Let's get like test scene. Is this? Export string var save name equals test. So this is areas test. I guess like chunks. Let's put the player in here. Let's put our time slowing chamber thing here as well. Take your time, Godot. So test world. Well, is this... I guess this is kind of what I want. I should also figure out like mechanically what I'm going to do here. Let's just grab this. Oh, I see. There we are. Okay, let's play around in this area a little bit. So right now, all we have in here is... Huh. We have this. So we just have a device that slows down time. Let's add some water. Well, what do I want to add first? We have the fans. I guess I'll just play with those first of all. Because these kind of suck, just visually. But I should at least have, like, things to, like, brainstorm ideas for how to use this, since I did make these, you know, a while ago. Okay, so let's say this gets us imparted velocity of like 8. So I'll basically just show these. What did I do? Invalid get time slow. Oh, I see. Time is slow. Okay, so these haven't been used in a while, basically. I need some way of, like, having, like, a test bed for everything in the game. But okay, so now we can just use this machine, slow down time. Jesus Christ. Okay, anywhere else? I think one problem is that it's so red that it's hard to see anything. So I may want to change how the red shifting works. Oh my fucking god. Hang on. Time. Time slowed. Okay, so this is literally the last one. Okay, because basically the way these fans work is, if you try to go through them, time isn't slowed, you get hurt. Also, I can see the particles do not, like... Oh, I see what that is. I need to change the bounding box on the particle emitter when the particles change size. Kind of obvious in hindsight. Yeah, and admittedly, these are also a kind of contrived setup, but oh well. Originally, the player could collide with the fan, but that caused too many issues, especially if the player was, like, here. You know, they'd get chopped in half and killed. But okay, admittedly, this kind of doesn't give... Oh wait, let's put it in one of these bridges. So let's copy this bridge here. Because the nice part about these is they're now pretty easy to set up, because I just, wow, these are actually quite, big areas. Who knew? Yeah, the nice thing is basically, I don't need to set up, like, an animation to just add a bunch more of these. Oh wait, though I do actually need to make them, like, in order, because it uses this ordering here in the graph to set things up. So let's have this maybe be halfway. And this doesn't need to be perfect. I just need to, like, figure out if it's going to be any good. Because I'm thinking, my main question is, how do I actually make it a puzzle to slow down time and then do something? Like with the time slowing platform itself. Also, hang on, I need to make it so that these are all like that. Because I want to just copy all of them. That is not doing what I wanted. Well, actually it kind of is. Because I can just go this way instead. Like that. Let's go back into here. I'm thinking the big problem is actually that, hang on. Actually, too much. I like the Evergrey soundtrack, but it's too much happening in my brain right now. I think it's just not a very wise idea to have this in the middle of the area, looking at it. You know, honestly, I don't want any music. Because I know I often say that and then regret it and, like, immediately pick up more music. Or, like, put the music back on, but... Yeah, I think the big thing is the idea of having a machine that slows down time in the center of the area was kind of a bad idea. Because this means that the player has to, like... You know, and then, like, to have some platforming up there that doesn't operate on this, kind of just a bad idea. So I think I'd want those machines to be in much more constrained areas. But then that begs the question, what the hell is going to be in the center of this thing? Or it's going to beg the question of, like, should I even have these, like, big circular areas if I'm not going to use them for gameplay? Because I can do something else with a similar shaped area later. I guess first thing we can try. Oh, wait. Why are these all... Okay, that was kind of stupid to put that there. I guess the easy thing to do is to just get this here. Get this one here. And then also I'm going to have it so that this has the option of, like, function, or, like, let's do exports bool var resume only false. Let's do if not resume only, or time management dot time is slow. Let's see what toggle slow time actually does. Time slow toggled, so it sets this, it clears that. Okay. In fact, we can also have this here. Right, let's do, like, function can interact. Don't I have that for these? Get act name, set enabled, set show wisp. I don't have, like, just a... I guess it's enabled? Not a very, like, good layout here. I guess let's just do... Well... I guess I can just do this. I can override get act name. Get act name. So basically I want it to be that this use machine changes. So let's do, like, if not resume only, or just have a function can use. So return not resume only, or time management dot time is slow. So basically what I want is one of these machines can only resume time, so that way I can control when time is, like, stopped, and the player can't stop time, like, inappropriately. Because basically I want it to be like, you know, this one you can slow down time, and then you, like, do stuff, and then you have to resume time for some reason, then, like, activate this. And that way you can't like finagle your way and like accidentally like soft lock yourself. So if not, resume time only, or time management that is time slow. In fact, we can just, oh wait, we already have that. If can use return act name, else return not or dislocked. I guess I'll say that. Because eventually I'd really just want a like can use function on all of my interactables. I think I was trying to use enabled for that, but it's like then I'd have to track every time anytime the player slows down time, one of them is inactive and things like that. Okay. No clip. So I think here, very strange. Oh yeah, I guess I did design the building like this, didn't I? I don't know what I'm doing. But okay. Basically, well, it seems pretty clearly. Oh, also, when the player resets, it should resume time. Toggle time slow. It should probably just be like override or something like that. Oh wait, we can just do resume. Yeah, because that resumes on both of them. So where is the player's, I guess the player script just in general. Time management. Yeah, let's just do time management dot resume, because otherwise when the player resets, the time is still going to be slowed, and that's going to be like not good for them. Yeah, so now it goes back to normal. Wait, actually, okay, good. It used to be that there's like artifacting, or basically like it would play an animation. Okay, and I'm also seeing another thing. It's just too wide. Like this is just too large of an area for this sort of platforming challenge. But for now, let's move them like I think these will all be in the appropriate order. Hmm. Do these, do this, do this. Okay, let's see if this is in place. Do these actually work yet? Oh, I see. I need to like reset the area. Also, does this place actually like get its hang on, let's go to the movements demo. I need to see what the actual like level code is for saving the game. Because it should just do, okay, so it just has save name, and we have can save. So I guess I can just have that here. Oh wait, why is this, why do I have two separate scripts for test worlds? Like, what is this test world script? Test world.gd. So then what the hell's the script for this one? Test scene.gd. Can I like delete this then? Proof of concept. Wait, I guess I can, actually I'm going to grab all of this, put it into here, first of all. Close this. Do test world. Add that here. Then do test scene. Delete this. Yes. And basically the whole reason for this is I just want to be able to save my position, and that way I can quickly reload. Well, actually, I can just move the player as well. If... Jesus fucking Christ. Why is my controller not working? Why is my mouse, like, locked to the center? Is it because... Okay. It was because I have a tablet in my lap, and the pen fell. Okay, there we go. So we can see in the background, I think, that the player is moving around. Okay, there we are. So I want to basically slow down time. And then, okay, they are slowly going. Yeah, so this would need to be like half this length, I think, to be like fun. But we are actually getting, oh wait, the whole thing is falling. Like we've already like fallen. Unrecoverably. Okay, so I think the obvious thing is to put something in the middle of this area. And then I guess what I could do is I could also split this into two. So basically, like, instead of having both of these, so we could do like you know, everything after this one. That was the wrong way. Everything before this one. We delete it. And then we just duplicate this and then we just get all of these, move them a little bit closer to the center of this thing. Have like one bridge here, one bridge here. Have a CSG box. Yeah, good enough. I meant to actually have a cylinder, but I don't care that much. Use collision on. So, you know, we have something here. And maybe actually there's like a... It could make sense to have a time-slowing platform up here, maybe? Actually, I don't think this is gonna... Hang on, let's save first. Oh, they're not gonna quite work as they should. Oh. Yeah, so if I just make it accessible, like this central pillar accessible, then it'd make more sense. Because then you don't have to, like, you know, slow down time there, walk all the way here, walk all the way up, and do this. But I do want this time-slowing machine to be pretty obvious and, like, significant. And I want it to be in an area where the player can easily see that time is being slowed. Because I'm also almost certainly going to make this color more subtle, because this is, like, way too much. In fact, time slow, or like time management. The way this is done is by a matrix. So it should be, where's the, huh. Oh, is it hard-coded into the shader then? Because there's basically a color modulation. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, because basically what this does is it turns the normal color. So this is like, you know, one red turns to one red, one green turns to one green, one blue turns to one blue. Dark is like, I guess blue turns to red, and a little bit of green also turns to red, and then everything else is completely removed. So this is like when we flash like here, it's this color. You know, because this is not like a hard color. This is actually taking the gray of the background and transforming it. And then it turns to that. But I think I need to just make that a little bit more subtle. I guess what I could do actually is I could just turn this to like 0.5 or something. Or, what should it be actually? 0.3? What are these numbers? Distortion, darkness. Oh, it seems like I already do a lot less than... Well, what if I did 0.1? Or like we go to 0.1 like here. And we do like a value of like... Oh, wait. Oh, no, I'm misunderstanding it. Okay, what if we go half as distorted? And then for resume, we just do that again. So this is distortion. We just do 0.5 here. So that way, basically, it's half the effect. So now it's just a little bit red tinted. Which admittedly, so it no longer emulates the effect of like red shifting, but... All right. And then I think there should be like a time resuming device here. Or what I think would make sense. So let's go back to here. Grab one of these. Put it here. So basically, I think we would actually like be able to climb up to this thing, and then we'd be able to go one way or the other. And then in both of these other areas, they only allow for resuming time. And then there's like a fan or something, so you actually need to resume time in order to get there. And you can like do things from there. Let's move that. I shouldn't focus on like, you know, perfectionism, making things too smooth. Like I'm even doing it now. Okay. Whatever. Then you use the machine. World goes back to normal. I've already lost which direction I came from and which direction I'm going. I guess what I could do is just make it, well, I mean, I guess it won't matter, because this gives the player two distinct directions they could go from here. Is this? Oh, wait, this one's locked. Why is this one locked? That's not the one that I meant to have resume only. There we go. Oh, wait, is this? Resume machine, or... Okay. I think it's just some funky artifact of that. But okay, and now, admittedly, yeah, like I said, it doesn't really redshift, it just, hang on. I also want a save zone. Let's do, area. Shape. There we go. And this will not heal the player. Because now these are broken. Or because now these don't allow the player to actually get back to here this way. But okay. And now what I can do is I can actually have this be some sort of like collision thing. So basically I'm imagining like take like these pipes or something. Have something like these sticking out of this object. You know what, let's also put in some lighting in here, just because I also want to sort of like figure out more of the aesthetic that I want for this place. And I guess I should also make this, hang on, I'm going to delete this and make it a CSG cylinder. Cylinder. Man, I've been getting pretty anxious about this vertical slice because I do think, as I've said a couple times now, there's a decent chance that I won't make it, and like I've said, if I don't make it, I'm just going to cancel the game. And that would be unfortunate, because I don't want to cancel the game. But I also don't want to work on it forever, so I have to make like the difficult choice of whether I'm going to do one or the other. Unless I can just, you know, clutch and like actually make the video game. Okay, so let's do... These three should all be children of the CSG cylinder that's somewhere. And so that way I can add, create a tri-mesh, create a static body. Let's just do this. And then I'll see if I can actually climb up this thing. Well, let's try it now. You know, let's add some materials to this. So copy. So how would the player get up to here? I'd probably make this a little easier. With like, oh wait. Oh yeah, that, okay, this is good. I think. Well, I guess I don't need to think too much about this, because this is all still, like, just me figuring out what I want. Hi, thank you for the raid. Right now, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do for a little level. So I'm making placeholder, like, example testing stuff. All right, so now the challenge is basically the player has slowed down time. Oh. And then they can get up to here. And I think that should do... Let's see, tunnels. Yep. Oh wait, it made me save on here. Huh. Hang on. It shouldn't do that. does that mean exactly? Don't these like... So, if the body's on solid ground, maybe that's because these are... Let's get these things. I guess we'll not get these things. Fuck me then. Groups. Okay, so these are in the dynamic group, which means that they're objects that should not... Like, the game shouldn't save when the player stands on these. So I don't know why, when I press respawn, I'm in the air. Because that implies that it basically saved me there. So I guess let's just check what that's going to be. No, game, I disagree. I think I actually was exiting. Oh, I see. Okay. It's because I put this too high. Okay, so now I know a better idea. Just make this so that it only saves when I'm actually on it. Like, also cylinder. Because basically what's happening is, because I'm always in the air when it saves, well, for starters, what it should do is just spawn me in the center of it, but it's not doing that for some reason, but that's okay. I forgive it. There we go. So now we'll probably do a little bit better. Like if I load now, I'm here, which isn't even the right place, but oh well. Yeah, you can see basically the gimmick of this area is there's going to be stuff that moves too fast, but then there's these platforms that slow down time. Though I've dilly-dallied a bit too much, probably. Actually, can I get up here? No, not quite. Yeah, so the player still has to be a little bit brisk with it. And now I have it so that it saves right as you get to that platform. So if the player messes up and falls, they can just hold the reset button to actually get back to right there, instead of having to do like more platforming. And then there's machines to reset time and resume time. And the reason I have these as platforms is basically because I want to make it more interesting for when the player actually gets the time slowing down gun. Because right now they'll just be limited to more specific platforms where they can do it. Which I'm still debating as to whether or not I want that, but for now that's what it will be. Okay, so from here, where do I want to go? I want to basically make it so if there's two paths, both of them should be interesting. And right now I'm just in this sort of test world. Because I got two, like, in my own head when I was making, like, the actual, like, area. Is this? Oh, wait, this is the wrong thing. This is the right one. Yeah, because here's the actual, like, area this takes place in, and we can, like, show it in the rest of the context of the world. So we got a big, big, beautiful world that, for some reason, literally, it always changes the view to the wrong settings, but that's okay. I love using Godot. But okay, basically there's a world with a big cave, big tunnels, big system. Not very good level design, though, in here. So now I'm trying to, like, just actually go back to square one on it and, like, figure out what would be good level design. Did I go the wrong way? I did go the wrong way. Well, let's make this go down some other way. Because my first question is, I basically want to make it so that both of the... Well, what do I want, actually? Like, because I'm trying to think, like, what is the purpose of this area? I think maybe one of these is like a small standalone room, and then the other one is the actual way to get continual on, I think, maybe? And then it could probably be pretty easy to backtrack through it. For now, let's copy this, bring it over here, because I want to see. Let's get a CSG. Let's get this. And these. Actually, yeah. And then CSG box. So let's have like a box that leads into a tube that goes straight up. So it'll be like this is some sort of like duct system. Then we plop this in here. And then let's shrink something here down. There we go. And does this have collision enabled? It does now. So I'm like the... What am I trying to say? This is like a Bob Ross painting. Though we're just kind of making stuff. But okay, let's see if this is all in place. There we are. And basically, this doesn't work if time is still slowed. So let's actually get the time gun in here. The player isn't supposed to have this yet, but basically, the gimmick with these fans is they don't push you upward unless time is like running at normal speed. Let's also make this go a little faster. Make it a wider thing. Let's have it go up more. Let's have this go like faster. Am I in like the right area? Let's do like 15 or something. Oh, I don't think this changes right now. Okay. Wrong button. Wait, why did it save me over here? When I clearly... Didn't I save over here? Oh, well. There we go. Now it sends me upward. And then we can, like, go further to wherever. And then I can't actually... Well, I might design it so that I can't actually get back down until I get the time gun. Do I not have it? Weird. It didn't save the fact that I had it. But okay, let's put in, like, a little progress gate then. So this cylinder will fit around this fan such that the player cannot get around it. And therefore, this is a one-way valve. And then they can, like, climb up. Oh, wait, I just realized, because they're in the air like this, their stamina will never recover. And so if the player gets into this state, for example, where they can't actually get anywhere, they'd be soft-locked. I might just want to make it so that it regenerates stamina. That'd be interesting. I'm going to do that. Let's grab this thing. If I can figure out where it is. There we go. So, probably not in here. It's probably in wind box. So velocity equals blah. Let's do like b.recover stamina. That's fun. So now when the player hits the fan, they actually like recover all of their stamina, so they can use so they can actually climb out of this no matter what state they get into it, or like if they've climbed around and then jumped back down. Okay, that seems good. And that also means that the player is already going to be like, ah, dang, I wish that I had some way of slowing down time whenever. And let's just get up here, though. You know, because then they'll be able to enjoy going down the tube. A little too high still. Let's make it, let's add like maybe another one of these, but it's inactive. Like right here. Let's put it down a little lower so that I can actually like work with it. Okay. Interestingly, it seems like it's not, seems like the active and inactive aren't quite doing what I expected. But oh well. Oh wait, wrong button. But I think sometimes it's just like the fact that the game is already... Why didn't I press... I'm sure I typed save. Okay, and now it does what I want. So the player can actually like climb up into here. And then they still can't actually get out of here because the door is slightly too high. But I guess I can just make it lower. Okay, but this barely gets the player anywhere. So now they've been offered two paths, but they haven't been offered like a like decision, basically. They've been offered more like random chance to like get locked into one path or the other. So I don't really... I don't really see this as the way to go. I think what I would need is basically a way to get back into this area afterward. You know, so you like you do a little bit of adventuring and then you're like plopped back in from the top, like into here. And then you can do something there. Or like then you can like go back the other way or something like that. I know what I could do. Basically, let's go back to the other necropolis area. In this area, I have these elevators. So I think what I might do is have it so that each one is locked. And then, like, or like each one has like, yeah, just some sort of floor. So that way, like, you do some activity in here to get the key, and then you unlock it, and then you can go down. Or alternatively, you could perhaps go down this way or something like that. And then, like, once you get that one unlocked, you can, like, go down to this one. That would make sense. Let's say that as, like, the thing. Unlock elevators to go down chambers. Optional paths through the vents. Maybe more puzzle or maybe more platforming. Climbing oriented. And then like make use of backtracking through the level. And then I think something that I don't care for is the fact that it's so difficult to tell which way is which here because they're so visually similar. Like, there are technically, like, reference points. Like, you could remember, like, oh, you know, on this side, this was on the right. Like, this graded circle thing. But that's not going to be useful. we'd need some sort of visual differentiators between these like two halves of this area. And then what other things can I test in here? I think I want like spinning objects. Just test a spinning thing. There we go. Shape, mesh, instance. No, I wanted the mesh instance. It's not even alphabetical. It's so confusing. Okay, but let's get a box shape. What's this gonna be? It's gonna be like 15 by like 5 by 5. And that means this box shape will be 30 by, no, 10 by 30 by 30, I think. Or by 10, you know what I mean. And then let's add like animation layer and also a spatial here. So that way I can move this thing around. New loop. Say like 2 actually. Because it's going to be like a gigantic like a fan or some sort of like turbine type thing that's like driving whatever mechanism is in here. Transform, so what is this rotation? The y-axis. So we'll keyframe. And then oh, wrong button. Keyframe. Let's see how this rotates. So that should be hopefully too fast for the player to keep up with. And then we'll add like a square platforms, which should be there. I love using Godot where I can't click and drag things into the scene until I like ask permission. But okay. So I'm just going to put a bunch of these around. Basically to just make it tricky. And, well, admittedly, I think this will kind of do the opposite, where the player could actually like finagle their way across this thing. But I'll ignore that for now. But okay, that looks good. And what I'm going to do is let's get a like kinematic body here, or a CSG box. Use collisions. Because I'm just going to have a simple like path upward. So that way I can just get out of the way of the other environmental stuff. All right, and then we need a time slowing platform. And I wonder if I should make it so that there's things that are more difficult to do. Ah, well. Let's no clip into here. Okay, so then I see there's nothing here. Okay, so save. Will this save work? I see that it's not saving through thing, even though I have the correct thing there. And let's go to global save. Save being to. Wait, what? Huh. I guess I'll try this. Why is this not being caught? Save game? You'd think at some point it'd like, okay. Either this or this. One of these two. There we go. What is the call stack here? So save sync should then call this. So if not save path, it should do this. Because our save path is empty. So if we press F12, it doesn't call this. It just doesn't call it. Oh wait, no, it's because it calls underscore save sync. Why did I design it like this? Like what idiot put this here? Still doesn't work. What is going on here? Is it like not saving to here? No, this seems like it's working. I have a good idea. Let's just do if not save path dot name or not save path. Because for some reason it's like just not doing the thing that it's supposed to be doing. Oh, I see. Test scene. Well, why do we have this? Because now we don't need this anymore. And then I think our test world no longer does anything with that, so that's fine. The game has like stopped like functioning. Yeah, it crashed. We'll eventually get there. Okay. So we go up. Oh, and that explains why it was never saving, because it was actually like... Okay, whatever. Let's go up here. Oh yeah, I forgot to actually auto-start the thing that's supposed to be spinning. This thing, get this, auto-start it, and start it. And do current animation as like rotate. There we go. And now... oh yeah, it was supposed to loop. There we go. How does this feel without this? Or like if I just did, you know, full speed, well, if I like, there we go. I think it'll be a little difficult to get on there. Also, I want another checkpoint up here. It gets annoying how many, like, places I need to save at. Okay, so this is my save. Let's just put these, like, everywhere. I don't see it in here, so let's just save manually then. Okay, so I want to get onto this thing. There we go. The ledge grab is a little generous still. Yeah, I'm thinking a little too effective to ledge grab on it. I wish... Well, I can just not have, like, those weird slopes to ledge jump off of. But okay. So we actually have the thing here. And this is actually, like, a decent platforming challenge, though the player can jank the hell out of it if they do this. So I might just have to make it so that, like, the objects will damage the player if they touch them while they're in, like, the full... Why am I, like, traveling? Oh, I see. I was confused. I thought because there's the invisible wall here. Because I'm on the outside of, like, a geometry. Okay, so let's make an entity that will damage the player if they touch it. Which I think I actually have. If we go to the fan, or like, should be somewhere in here. Should be like this area. Hurt box, which they should be, okay, so this is time sensitive, good. So I can basically just copy something like this and paste it onto these. And basically they'll get slapped by the box. And then I can, like, you know, make this unique, make it into a cube or box shape. And basically just like this way the player can't actually grab onto these because they'll get hit by the box. Let's see this in action. Actually, it might not work, but... yeah. Let's try it again. And now it should actually load the game. Maybe. Hey, look at that. It did save it. Okay. Well, it didn't work, is the issue. Yeah, I'm seeing that they aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing, which was to, like, hurt the player when they, like, get up to them. So are these, like, are these going... Oh, maybe they're oriented wrong. I'm seeing now. Okay, so for some of these... Okay, I see, because I'm... Oh, yeah, I just straight up, like, messed them up. All right, let's get all of these then and, like, orient them correctly. 180. Yeah, those are okay. You know, I think I should also just make them slightly larger. So, like, make all of the make all of these box shapes, like, a little taller. So that way, like, if the player hits here, it hits them. And then I think all of these, I need to, like, fiddle with the position a little bit in local space of, like, Is this gonna do what I want it to do? Let me like push in a little bit, push down a little bit. Very strange like shape here. Yeah, that didn't quite do what I wanted. I think these are like oriented weirdly. Oh well, it got close. There we go. Now they're kind of working, sort of. I think it might also be something went wrong with like the rotation or something. Wait, no, I'm really confused actually. Hang on. So this is rotating clockwise from my perspective. So it should be, so why are these all facing the wrong direction? Did I fuck it up? Okay, yeah, I'm just stupid. Okay, because I think I can just do a rotation by 180 here. There. There we go. And this may actually work now. There we go. Now it's kind of working. And now it's definitely like, I think it's still possible to do this without the time stop, but that was never the goal of making it literally impossible, just like unfeasibly difficult to do. Where like you would only do that if you're like, okay, I'm going to deliberately make the game hard on myself for no reason, rather than thinking it's actually like what you're supposed to do. That would sort of explain why you'd have a time stop mechanism here as well. It wouldn't explain what the mechanism is doing, or why this like big rotating platform thing is here and people walk on it normally. But okay, that's good. I like the spinning thing. It's kind of what you would do. Now I'm trying to think, how am I going to make... I want a spiral. But how am I actually going to like physically make that in a like kinematic body? Because I'm thinking like, you know, get this by like, let's do like 20. So this is 40 meters tall, maybe too tall. And then we can do like Z180. Let's get a really large spiral here. So like the minimum amount where it does not change the position there. So you see now we have a helix. So I think it's convex collision. So let's do, this is going to be, I guess, environment, ancient. Let's have like a sub area here. Let's have like this. So like helix. And then GLB, environment, ancient, add a thing, necropolis, material, placeholder. Isn't this supposed to be, did it like not get into here? Dot dot slash dot dot slash dot dot slash dot dot slash project GLB environment, ancient necropolis, helix. Okay, so this should... Okay, it just took a little bit. Okay, and here... Well, it's doing its best. It kind of got like a convex collider. It's really wide. Like it has a huge amount of clearance over the actual mesh, but you know, it's kind of doing it. It's kind of working. Okay, let's throw one of these in there. So I think throw in another spatial. Or let's do like let's grab one of these. Right there, beautiful. Add a spatial. Add animation player. That's the wrong thing. Then add our helix. And the way this will work is basically just the same thing that I did. So let's do animation rotates. 2 seconds loop, auto start. Rotation there. Rotation there. And also both of these need to be in the physics bodies. Or physics, there we go. Okay, so now this thing. Is that the direction that I want it to go, or do I want it to go the opposite direction? I'll see how I feel about it. Oh, I somehow saved there. Oh, I see. I should probably have this in dynamic then. Also, let's grab this. Okay. There we go. So the first thing I'm seeing, well, obviously it's too fast, but that's to be expected since that was like the point of it. Let's get this. Wrong thing. Let's call this like the time machine or something like that. So that way I can actually like remember what it is. Because I'm going to need a lot of these for like this testing. And admittedly, this still isn't really giving me like, this is meant to be like for the environmental layout. I'm sort of getting lost in like what I want to do. All right, and I think now if I just save and quit, it'll actually save my position, which will be good. If I press the right button. There we are. Okay. So yeah, we're sticking out. Well, it's not... The main thing is, this is just too big for me to feasibly climb on. And otherwise, it's not really like an interesting thing to climb on. And it's also no more difficult if I like just, you know, climb up it like this. But this at least gives us a way of like actually like climbing back. Okay, so this helix thing, it'd be hard to make. It's also not very interesting as like a platforming thing, so that's gone. Well, actually, what if I just did it the opposite way? So we just... See, now it's a video game content. I mean, admittedly, it's kind of just the exact same thing as this thing, but like, you know, more visually interesting maybe. Well, actually, is this even... Hang on, first of all, get it like actually like... get it like actually possible to like touch the thing from a like running jump. Yeah, so this is just possible to climb. In fact, I might just make it... It'd be funny if there's a thing that you can only get by like... wait, what? It killed me instantly. So I think what I should do is if the player is in... Let's do that, actually. If the player is getting crushed by an object, it should boot you out of the thing first. Let's go to crushing. So next state, so if you're not dead, so if max depth, data crush depth, I think what I should do is actually have a state for crush depths. I know what I'll do. Yeah, let's do that. So close all these temporarily. States data. Basically, I'm going to make it so by default, there'll be like a crush state, crush depth. And actually, is this? Huh. Let's just say... Let's say this. Or like crush function. And the reason I'm going to do this is because when we're in the ledge grab, it's possible for the world to rotate such that we're not in there anymore. So I'm just going to have like ledge eject. And what I'm going to do is where I have crushing death before. So if maxi and state.data.blah, let's just do return state.data dot, or like call crush function. This is just called function. Okay, and then we'll need that new function. So let's go down to crushing death and let's just put function this return state.fall. So nothing crazy. This will basically just mean that when I'm ledge grabbing, I cannot get crushed until I've been like pushed out of the like thing first. So let's test this again. I should make the camera face the like direction it was facing when the player saved, maybe. Oh wait, the player has just such a like... Okay, so that seems to also improve things like when I ledge hang on rotating stuff. Though that does mean that it's possible for the player to like... Well, I guess not necessarily, because now the player will just get... I was gonna say like the player could like grab onto a ledge and then like get pushed into a wall and like not get crushed. But no, that wouldn't happen because they're they lose their ledge grab when they get crushed. So then if they're still pushed into a wall, they'll just die as they normally would. So they couldn't like sneak through walls or things like that through this. Okay, well, we have 2 spinning things. Let's try some other things in regards to this, because we have falling things, air, and spinning things. So I think another variation of falling things. And the way this one will work is basically, let's create another spatial here. And then a platform, or animation player. A what have you, platform, no, square. Just another one of these. That was an interesting direction for it to take there. New fall. So this will be another loop, another auto start, another like 2 seconds. And for this one, I'm thinking we start at like, I guess just this position. Excuse me. Transform. There we are. Let's do that. So nothing terribly exciting right now, but if we get more of these, and then we like change the speed that they're at and their starting frame. So let's have like function, or like, what am I going to do? No, this would be too complicated to sync up. I'm thinking of like, I was imagining basically having all of these falling at different rates and things like that, and then the player can like slow down time and like interact with them. But I think that'd be too complicated for my poor little brain to handle. Because what I'd have to do is basically what would I have to do? Well, to have them falling at different speeds would be screwed up, because then I'd have to probably have them be integer multiples of the same time, but even then, there'd be the risk of them getting desynced if the player is playing for a while. So you'd really just want it to be one big animation loop. And that could be done, but then I don't think I'd want to bother, really. At least not for now. Let's get all of these and delete them. Let's go back to my test world. Because I was also trying this in here. Because I had a platforming challenge that I really liked. Which was basically, oh, interesting. Oh, I see, because they're named the same thing. Because I need to go here, and I can do like test_n or something. And that'll now test the necropolis area. So where's my like test slowing down machine? I guess I'll just do like this. Yeah, you get out of here. Okay, so basically, what I'd want Oh, I don't have a jump, so now I'm like stuck here. There we go. Okay. Now I can save. Okay, but what I want is the ability to like have these start falling and then to be able to like jump up to something, which I have not accomplished. I failed. I guess the other option is to just have the bridge like go down to somewhere. Like you start at the top of the bridge and then you have to like, then maybe like halfway down, there's something and you can ride it down and jump onto it. But then you could just jump off. Like there's not really any benefit to that. Hmm. Actually, let's try this again, but I'm gonna put this, not that. I'm gonna put this like this. So that way there's a little bit of stuff to climb on. Hmm. Okay. I mean, admittedly now it's like trivial, I think. Oh yeah, especially because I angled it slightly. But okay. Admittedly, yeah, I mean, that'd make a lot more sense as like a level gimmick, though. Okay, I'd say that'd be okay. Let's see. What would I want to do for here? With all of this information that I have. Hmm. I think what I'd want to do is have the platform that goes up like I was imagining, but probably only go like one way at first, so that way it's linear still. Because I want to explain to the player pretty thoroughly like what they can and can't do with the time slowing down. So like let's actually let's see what things would I want to explain. Probably I guess probably that the time slowing exists. So like concepts to introduce basic platforming. So I guess like, well, I don't really need to explain the basic platforming because presumably the player will play like, because it's going to be for this demo, a movement demo, which is like half tutorial, half like just showing off the movement. And then it'll be this area, which will be a more like advanced area. So I don't need to show the basics. They already know. But then we'll have the time slowing. So the fans movement. And then, so I think what I'd want for that is actually maybe these two areas should be blocked by, or maybe the first challenge the player should have is there's a fan that's just blocking the area. And they have to activate the time machine to deactivate it. So like have a fan blocking you. Have another fan that you need to use to get upward. So a very simple first level of just like fan blowing this way. You, and let's say this is what the time stop is going to look like a little clock. So basically you have to use the time stop to go through there. This is what slow looks like, right? I'll do like this for slow. And then there'll be another time stop platform and a fan that's going up. And then you have to use it because it's like some sort of overhang or something. And also I've already broken my own rules because I meant to have this like be this. I'm using white to represent the paths that you take. So that would be like one platforming, like, or that would be like one time stop sort of demo explanation type thing. And then like spinning obstacles. Get past. And a spinner would just be, I guess it'd also be collapsing bridges. So like, let's say like, so get past one. Let's say get past a short one. One that goes up. One. Make one start falling. And climb up. And then also we should have the machines themselves. We need some that are like time slowing down and then some that are resume only. They should be visually different. Also, all of this should be in my to-do list, which is currently, I mean, it's literally open. I could have just put all of this in there. I mean, I guess I should do that right now. Major quests, no, not Persephone, Tree Tower, Necropolis. Where's the Necropolis? Oh yeah, I put it at the top. Platforming. So let's say like basic layouts. Time slowing. So now I'm just repeating everything that I just did. Fans. Locking you. A fan you must use to go upward. And then maybe a fan you can't activate. Or a fan you can't stop without the time gun. Right, I mean, all of this is time slowing. So like, I don't even need this. Some machines, or like, make resume only machines distinct. Spinners, using bridges. So like, short one that goes up, long one that too high. Need to start it. So you need to get it falling, and then you can jump onto it, and then you can like start doing stuff. And then maybe one that you actually start in the middle. That could be interesting. since the way that I designed them is basically like, if you like step here, it'll then propagate these outward. And also I need these lights to be way more distinct. Actually, what if I just take the light from all of these? I wish there was a way to easily like select everything that matches the name, but oh well. It's like first things first, these lights should be like up here so that way I can actually see them. Because these lights, I think they're already configured so that they turn red. It's just they were in a bad place, so I couldn't actually tell that that was what was happening. And also I'm going to put a reflection probe just for lighting, or just to make sure that I can see what's happening in here. Indoors. It's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. There we go. There we are. Much better. And I'll say dark ambient color will be like a dark blue for now. And then let's also get some sort of omni-light in here. There we are. Needs the ominous blue glow, traditional of this area. Actually, I want there to be a couple of them. There we go. So this way I'll actually be able to like see the lights. Also, let's put the character's starting position back where it should be. Because like when the player very initially enters this place, should be right here. Okay, and this place doesn't seem too big nowadays. It feels like it's smaller than it was, actually. All right. There we go. Now I can actually tell that, like, they're activating and starting to fall. There we go. And then if I, like, jump across this, you can see that, they don't last very long. And I should probably also have some sort of splashing system for when things enter water, but I don't want to do that. That'd take like a week. And I'm literally giving myself like 2 more days to work on the general layout of this area. But okay, we get this. There we go. Go up here. Do that. Then we're up in a beautiful zone with where is my thing? Did I accidentally delete my beautiful spinner? Yeah, I guess I did. Okay. Well, whatever. It's not like it was like a thing that I was using. How did I delete it anyway? When did I delete it? I'll have to like review the footage again. Oh well. Put this here. No, wait, no, not there. Put this here. See, then see now, as I was saying, easy. I should probably have even stronger visual tells for when the game is time is slowed down now. Since I made it so the red shifting is going to be like a lot less disorienting. And admittedly, this area is quite easy. But okay. I think those are kind of enough mechanics for this area because it's not neat. It doesn't need to be super long. It's not going to be like an hour and a half of like, well, it's not meant to be like that long. So I'll call that okay for like mechanics brainstorming. Let's get that saved though. Let's say some better necropolis stuff. Assets. Okay. But that's like kind of the first venture into this. So if I wanted to keep as much of this stuff as like feasible, what would I want to change? Let's also like turn off the collision shapes. There we go. Because honestly, I think like this stuff here, I think it's fine if I have these vents as sort of like an optional path. But I'd want to, one, somehow convey to the player that it's a secondary path to the same place. And two, I guess make them more visually interesting or like make it so that the player's more likely to go the other way first. Well, I guess, yeah, I'll just think about it. Because first of all, let's just get this little area. So our very first mechanics should actually be in the other area, in the caves, I think. Because I guess this area isn't as bad as I felt it was. I was just kind of like losing it at the end of the stream yesterday. But okay, so here there's kind of just going to be like stuff, and then there's going to be like platforms that are like prone to collapsing probably. So like maybe there's like stuff up here. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do up here. Oh, yeah, because I'm kind of going to just want like something that like loops around the path here, but then is like prone to collapsing. In fact, what if it, I guess it'd probably have to reset. So there'd be a save point here, save point here. And this is going to be like inserty stonework stuff. So this is going to be now like layout 1. Because this is the first place where we actually need to like figure this stuff out. And then I guess we'll just have like log or something. Like we don't need to think too much about this area yet. That's fine. Actually, what if this area here has like the exposed pipes? Well, I think maybe it should start simple. This will just be a platforming area. I think that'd be fair. So we're not going to have this connect to here, because it's just going to be that you have to get a key to here. So there's going to be a little podium here. Or like, let's just say locked. And then there might be, I guess, probably little platforms or things like that. Like things that are arranged in a circle of like sort of interesting little platforming segment stuff. And then you probably just can like hop up to here and get like a key and then come back down or something like that. Or you hop up to one, you can unlock a door to the other one. Like one has like a locked door. So let's say this key goes to this lock. And then there's a key here that goes to this lock. Do I actually like this? I guess this is fine. Admittedly, it has kind of... I think it should be very clear that this door is locked, though. And, like, maybe if you get up to here, it's easier to get back over to here. So, like, I'll say maybe, like, what will I say? What if there's one of the fans on the ground here that can blow the player right up to here, so then like, oh, that's locked. And then they have to jump across, and then they can get the thing, and then they can jump the other way. So what I'm envisioning, you know, the player walks in, they're like, okay, there's a thing in the center. Yeah, they'll probably see this. Maybe this will be where the part is. Because they should be, like, primed to suspect that there's something here. It won't be the time stop machine right now. Maybe it'll just be... Maybe it'll be a button to activate the fan. And then maybe it'll even be like a little thing that like goes this way. That makes sense. You know, so then like, oh, okay, there's like buttons to activate fans, and then the fans do things. And so this way there's some clear visual tell that like the machine in the center does a thing. Because then on the second floor, the machine in the center is going to slow down time. Or it's going to be much taller, and there's going to be a machine that slows down time like up above in the same layout as this test area. I think that makes sense. And actually, what if there's little falling platforms between these areas? So like, That seems okay. Hmm. And then these are probably little optional like areas, so I'll just say like that basically. Because you can probably even get up to here or something like that. That'd be fun. Hmm. Okay. So the future vision, you come up to here, get to here, and it's like, oh, this door is locked. I guess I'll go this way then. And then you get a key, and then it's like, oh, this looks like the key for the lock over here. I should probably go back that way. And then I guess you could literally just hop down, walk over, hop down, walk over here, come back, get the key again, and then probably come over here, because hopefully it's clearly indicated that, like, there's a thing over here. And then once you go down a floor. And so then once we go down a floor, what is our next plan? I think this will be the one where we actually discover the time stop. But so first off, like the player will be like here, first off. And so this door can be opened. So this is, let's add a layer. Okay, so we have illustrated that fans make you go up. And so I think maybe we play a little bit more with the fans even. In fact, what if I have a fan here? That can blow you around. And then it blows you over to here instead of having these, which I think are on this layer. Yeah. So that way the player has to use the fan in two separate occasions where it's demonstrating, okay, the fan lets you get from one place to another. And then also it might be interesting to have a little secret here of like time gun required. Okay, that seems like a start, kinda. Simple little area, not too complicated. I think the big question would still be, how do I make sure the player, it's visually distinct, like which side is which? I guess the fan would be the obvious component. Because there'll also be, like I drew this little line here to basically mean like there's a tube coming from the button attaching to the fan. That seems good. Oh wait, wrong thing. I don't really need this anymore. Because hopefully I'll remember what the meanings of these symbols are. Like that the circle with the X in it means a fan. And then I guess unlocking this is kind of optional. So here, I think maybe I start introducing like the time stopping devices. So there might be a thing in the center of this one. And this is where we have the actual like yeah, that's a good symbol for this. And so we might even have just like two different ways of going, like I said, or like I was envisioning first. Hmm. I think the big concern that I have with this time slowing device is that it doesn't actually hmm. Is that right now it's a toggle. And so once the player activates it, there's no way to deactivate it unless you respawn. Unless you like actually know about the fact that there's other like time respawn. And I'll say that this means that it's a resume only time machine. And so on both sides, there's like the resume only. And then I think here maybe there's larger areas that like need to be navigated. Let's do like 2000 by like 1500. Oh, wait, I see. Hmm. So what is the mission here? I think now we can start exploring the options of fans that you need, or places where you need to reactivate time, which are specific. Right now, it's only the fans themselves. Hmm. And I suppose also temperature, which I need to implement fully. Okay, let's look at this still. So we have short collapsing bridges that don't really need things. So ones that go up, long one. So right now we have just the basically two bridges, same length, like medium length. Hmm. Make resume only machines visually distinct. Hmm. I'm trying to envision. Oh, it could be nice to have something that goes up this way. Like another fan here. So that way, if once the player has the time gun, they can actually just really quickly go back up. That actually makes complete sense. And this one will be basically the same as the other one. So I think there'll just be a tube that goes all the way up. And that'll be like our fast track to shortcut back once we have unlocked unlimited power. But then that begs the question, if the player has time slowed down here, they can get into here. And then they could just fall down further. Do I want to have that? Maybe as like an optional path that they can go down and then like get into one of the other chambers. And then they'd have to take like a longer way back up. I think that makes sense. So like it's blocked here. And then you have to like go into this area here, for example. And then there's like the big, the other chamber. And then there's like just a longer way back up and like some optional stuff here. I don't know what it'd be. Because I'm thinking then we might actually just skip this area. Otherwise. Or we'd have like some other way of getting all the way back up. So what we have right now, platform 1, we go through the elevator to get to platform 2. Platform 2, we have a little hallway to get to an optional area in this chamber 3. So we'd have like this is blocked. And then we have just like a little way back up. And so then that begs the question of, I guess we might just have the same structure where you have to find a key to unlock the third, like the next chamber. Because that seems like a fair enough structure of like each area is very similar until we get deeper in. Fair enough. And I think what might be in here is this one might be the one with the graves in it. And the other ones might have different things, or like things that are clearly, like where they've been clearly like picked out or something. And then I think we might also start having enemies in here. I guess what I could do is I could make it so you have to open this and then have to figure out some way of like getting down to the lower chamber without injuring yourself, or I guess without, well, what exactly would it be? I'm thinking there might need to be like some sort of tutorial to reset, unless, if you just like jump down here unprompted, you can't get out. So it just has to like tell you how to respawn. honestly, I'd still prefer having fall damage. I might just implement fall damage. So that way it's unsafe to jump down. Well, no, but it'd still be easy to mitigate. Because you can just spin kick near the end of your fall. Unless I deliberately make it impossible to do that. But in that case, it's sort of like violating the spirit of the jump. Hmm. Hmm. But what else do I want? I could do more spinning. I could do spinning things. I could do things like that in here. But I should also try to think more of like, what else do I actually want in here other than just chambers and platforming? Because we're gonna need more stuff. It's like, you know, I get this. Hmm. So we have the little chamber out like outside, you know. You know, there's a chamber wherever it is. Hmm. Do I want large rooms still? Maybe I should figure out like what a small room would be for the player. Because if the player's like up here, maybe there's like some sort of hallway or something that like just keeps going down this way. Well, this is already what I have in the game. Like, that's basically just a variation of these little things, but like, what do I want for like rooms? Because I figured out like one vaguely interesting room layout. I guess more vents, more grates. We could figure out what do I want to do with the grates. Maybe just a small room with a bunch of stuff under the grates, and then there's like grates under. So yeah, I'm thinking like little room, grates, and then like tubes and pipes and stuff going all around underneath it. And then like the grate is broken, so that way the player actually can go down into here, and like so the player starts up here. Let's do this. And so they can like climb around and do all sorts of stuff and do whatever they want to do. That could be a thing. Let's see, I don't really need this open right now. And this could also start hinting at the fact that there should be like starting to get water damage in here, basically. So this is what, Necropolis Idea 1. Hmm. Hmm. So I can at least copy and paste some things, or at least move some stuff around. I shouldn't go too deep with this, though, because I don't want to... Yeah, so let's just select hierarchy. Let's also delete this. And that also means there should be one down below this. Right about there. And I think this whole area, I'm reasonably confident that I can just delete all this. So for now, I just won't worry about the actual, like, little side bits until I figured out what I want to do for, you know, the main event. In fact, I can start putting in this stuff as just like CSGs. Let's go to the necropolis. So what was my first idea? Basically to like grab this. So can I duplicate this? I can't. But I could do... Also, all of this stuff should eventually be in the active entities, so I should figure that out. But let's also go to my test necropolis, so that way I'm just going to copy and paste like this, for example. Well, actually, we can put that here. Yeah, this will fit about... It'll be right here. And then I guess this... Yeah, I guess that's fine. Put the little time thing up in here, so it's like, okay. So this is like the part that he was missing. Well, you know what? I'll put it up here. So this is a pickup that the player will need for the quest. And then let's get the rest. Actually, let's kind of get everything else here. Let's copy this. Paste this onto this. Is this the... Okay, it does have all the stuff. Good. Oh, I see. It's because I disabled the collision shapes. That's fine then. Copy this as well and paste it here. Uh, these could maybe be a little taller. Or like, you know, level with this. So I think that's going to be there. At least this will be good, like, placeholder stuff. I think I want to put... I want to organize this stuff by, like, what chamber it's in. So that way I can easily manage this stuff in the future. Like this item pickup here goes there. Oh yeah, we don't need this anymore. We do need, however, the time resuming machines. This will be called like time resume. And I'm sure it will cause no negative effects to have these such or so small. But oh, that'll be fine. Okay, so let's actually design the very basics of like this area to sort of implement what I'm describing. We need one fan. Also, we need a spatial node for chamber 1. These go here. This goes here. There we are. Fan there. And admittedly, I kind of am ambivalent about having just a fan just sitting here. It's not going to look very good. Let's have this be like 8. Yeah, we'll go up to here and we'll have like a key item or something. Oh yeah, we'll have one of those doors. So what are those doors actually? I have like fancy ancient doors where they like let's remove GLB, audio, dialogue, and okay, so it is in entities, not in city stone. Locked. Let's go to Tower 13. Does this still have like things in it? Oh no, this is the wrong thing. 113? Does this still have anything in it? Oh right, this only had this stuff in it. Where did all my doors go? What about 49? No, chunk 49 isn't quite right. Cave 49 is correct. So this might have the doors that I need. Because there should be like some sort of zone in here that the player interacts with. Oh wait, I know what I need. There we go. Okay, it's called, what is this called? Sensor. All right. And we have the key item. This will be what I use, like a similar thing to this. And isn't there supposed to be like... Okay, I see. I kind of like this whole monument. I might steal its look for more of this area. But okay, so it's called a sensor. So let's get that in here. Chamber 1. Square platform. These are not going to work very well. Let's just get a kinematic body with a gigantic square-like body on it. Collision, no. Collision shape, down here, and mesh. Wrong thing. Why is multi-mesh instance before mesh instance, even though this is more common and alphabetically first? It's like God is punishing me. Okay, so what? I don't care. I'm just gonna grab this, put this where it needs to be. Why is it like 0.1 instead of 1? Oh, well, I don't care. Okay, and then just get this thing, scale it up as much as it needs to go. Then get a spotlight. Is there like a button here that's supposed to like... There we go. It took a few tries to like get the like buttons that normally work to work. Okay, and then area, sensor. And then this has, actually, let's put this as a child of this, and then we'll have an animation player. And then a shape. Oh, wait, this is all in the wrong area, isn't it? There we go. New cylinder shape. And so I'll need some sort of like emblem, but that'll be okay. Hmm. So in this sensor, let's do like a time tablet. Locked and toggled. I only have locked and toggled? Oh, okay. Locked does that. Let's add an audio stream player. So I've locked, open. And then door. So this should do, where is our door? There. So let's do on toggled. So active instant false. And that should mean that let's get this collision here to be correct. So it should just do mask 2 to collide with the player. Then actually, I think this needs to be renamed to activate. Because what we'll do is let's go to the light, wherever that is. This should not be a child of that. And this light will be like a bluish purple by default. And what it'll do is it'll turn green as it's enabled. So it'll be like maybe it'll even turn like yellow. And then when it's locked, it'll do this, but then it'll go to red. And then like there we go. And the actual important thing here is that when it's activated. All right, we also need to be on the other side, but that'll be okay. Translation. And then we go up with it. Beautiful, very intentional, well designed, magical. Let's see if this works. I'm actually going to also put in a reflection probe so that way I can actually see like things that are happening. And maybe even put a distance visible on this, but let's do interior. What am I looking for? This. Eventually there needs to be a lot of reflection probes in this area. And I think they're all going to sort of intersect with like the broader terrain. So like if we go up to here, huh, I'm surprised that that doesn't like interact with the terrain above yet, but okay. Nah, I don't care. Let's move this. Well, let's just keep this in here for now, constrained to these couple of chambers. So that way I just need like some lighting in here. So it'll be relatively low. Like that. That seems okay. And then let's grab like this, but I don't need any of these wires here. So I'm just going to do little platforms like, well, I guess kind of more like this. So like here, I don't know, the opposite side. Well, what am I looking for? Right here kind of is the same place. How are these? These don't feel like they're like horizontally symmetrical. Maybe they are. But these are definitely not. That's close enough. Because basically I'm just going to have those little falling platforms. But I'm only going to have like 2 of them. Can I collapse all here? There we are. We only need like 2 of these. I want it to be kind of centered. Okay, so this goes up to chamber 1. So I think these will kind of work how I want them to. And for now, I'll just like roughly slap them into place. Oh, they're way too high though. Put them down there. So this area could be quite challenging. But okay. So we have our chamber with an omni light. And this will be like a lovely shade of bluish green to match the rest of the area. And do these... Okay, they do have textures. Oh yeah, and then here, so we have this time stop. We don't need that anymore. And we have the power thing. I guess it's fine there for now. Time gun pickup, that's okay. Right, I wanted a switch here. So I guess for now I'll do D switch. In fact, I might make a new switch model that's not so bad looking. And let's add an OmniLight to this. Because I think I set these up so that they automatically have lights that only show when they're like activated, didn't I? Oh, okay. Yep. If C is world lamp. So can I add world lamp? Where the hell is world lamp? Rename this to world lamp. So light material, dark material, mesh instant. Do I need any of this here? Let's just do if C is light. I don't care. I'm sure that'll be fine. But I'm going to add, though, as distance visible. Probably good here. Okay. And also, is this... I guess this is fine. Technically, all these lights should be in this layer 6 for world lights, though. Ooh, that's going to be... Well, I don't necessarily need that at the moment, so I'll leave that be. But okay, this will show itself. And I think this switch should be off by default. Oh, wait, hang on. It's having a temper tantrum because, like, it assumes that the switch script isn't valid. Yeah, it's just not having it. So I'll just restart Godot. Godot is a very temperamental game engine. Also, it's taking like, well. It took like 45 seconds for Godot to even start the project viewer because it had to ping one of my hard drives. I'm like hunched over. Hang on. Okay. Where am I? This is the wrong thing. Okay, so this should work now. It does, so it's not on. And what it'll do when it's on is we will activate this. Okay, so we'll have where is us? Where are we? I saw us. There we are. So we need the fan to be set active. Though actually I need to make it so that it's not the toggled params. Okay. Is that all I need to sort of do? Oh wait, I need to actually like start the main game now. Actually, maybe I should just have it so that if a scene starts as the root, I can just get a player spawn and just like, that could be interesting. Okay, so, oh, I see. The sensor has the sound automatically. I didn't realize that. That's handy, actually. So that means the sensor should have... Wait, it has it, though. Oh, I see. It needs it to be called audio. It's very temperamental. Look at me, like, asserting, you know, invariants that I want to remain true throughout the game. I should do that more often. Godot. I'm pressing... There we go. I don't know why it takes 45 seconds to load that sometimes. It's literally just, you know, a like empty rectangle. I wonder if it's like shader compilation or something. I wonder if this is admittedly completely unnecessary. I think this box projection mode makes this look significantly better. Like it makes the reflections more accurate. Well, yeah, kinda. You can see that like the door there is vaguely correct. Though admittedly it's seeing the sun because it was like visible at the wrong time. It needs to wait like some amount of time before it like reflects things. Okay. So that activates this. And that did not get us nearly as far as it needed to. So let's make it way more powerful. Actually, let's do like a... Oh wait, I can just save and quit here. I keep forgetting it actually saves my position now, because I changed it from like a sort of Dark Souls style thing to like a much less annoying type of thing. So let's keep that as it is. Let's do like 30 there even. My goodness. Oh, I see. It's not active. Actually, that switch... Why would that switch not be persistent? That gets us a little closer. Maybe I just need to put some, like, pipes and crap on it to just make it feel like there's a reason for it to be there, first of all, and also to make it easier to platform up here. So like, check this out. And then, you know, one of these ones. You know, so now the game is complete. So I think these two, so wire 32 and wire 33 are actually there. You know what? Wait. Hmm. Nah, I keep thinking, what if I just make it so that I can spawn in an area and just test it? But then I'd have to add a whole bunch of new systems and I'd probably just create more work for myself by like debugging it instead of the time of just playing it. It was supposed to save that. Okay. So yeah, there'll be some pipe work out here to basically show that like this is here sort of like for a reason. Maybe even hear like from other people's stuff. But okay, and then you can get up to here, and there's oh, I see. I need to play the animation locked. I don't need this chunk. We need this. So when it's locked, we go to the animation, advanced, play, locked. I don't know what that's all about. What's all this about? Is there anything important here? Node not found, wire platform 002 relative to dynamic content. Why do I don't care. That doesn't matter. But okay, that should eventually do things. And then you can see these platforms, which go down perhaps a little quicker than they should. So that means that I should probably not use them. Hmm. I mean, I guess what I could do is just change the delay on them. It's like, because these could have like linked delay of like 0.2, full delay of 0.75 or something. Hmm. I have a good idea. Just make it easier. You know, if this is too difficult, there we go. Now we're starting to cook. But now the question is, could I have just gotten up here by like doing some clever jumping? Let's get back up to there and then save and quit. Okay. Because yeah, we're seeing a few things here. Wow. I think it's also the fact that your momentum is based on the platform that you were standing on. So the fact that I was standing on a platform going down means that I do not jump very high, which does not feel great. But yeah, I also am not a fan of how much brighter the reflections are than like the environment around us. Oh, look at that. I actually like change the color there. It should probably be closer to like the platform here. Actually, I really like how that turned out, but I don't care. This is all just like to test this. Hmm. You know, I think what I might do instead is have the other falling platforms, which are easier to deal with because they like each fall individually, and then have these bridges up here but inaccessible. Like there's things that it seems like you can get to, but the bridges just fall too fast. That's what I'll do. Because yeah, this is not, these falling bridges are too fast. What is it doing? Invalid blah blah. Okay, where is chamber 1 wire 003? Or 032? Like, who cares that this... So, invalid node path dot dot slash dot dot chamber 02 wire platform 02. Just don't have that. Like, it doesn't even have a skeleton. And then there's chamber... Okay, go to all the wires, like reset all of their skeletons to like whatever they're supposed to be. Because this is like delusional. Whatever Godot thinks it's doing, it's just wrong. Okay, and now falling platform. There we go. We'll get a couple of these in here. Let's do this. Let's actually move these two a little bit more inward. Oop. There we are. Beautiful. Okay. You know what? Fuck it. I will make a system, maybe, to like actually... No, there's so many things in the game that require the like current world to have some certain thing, so I'll just not do that. Maybe I should make the player a bit more like self-determining, but who cares? Also, I need to change the thing there. Okay, so these are just too far apart. Oh, these are like... it feels like these are practically hugging each other. Like there should be no difficulty like getting across some of these, I feel like. But then again, I'm the one having difficulty getting across them, so like clearly there's something. And also I think this is too many like of these falling platform challenges in a row. I should probably have some of them do something else. Well, yeah, this is also just way too high for these areas. So all of these should be like lower. Let's do just like down to here. Got you. Yeah, good enough. So that is the area. I think I know what to do. Make these symmetrically like this, basically, of just like move them up to be level. And then move these up to be level. And then start it again. So now it's practically begging the player to like jump on these and see that like, oh, they fall. I mean, they might not even notice because they're busy, you know, too busy jumping. And then I should probably have, I guess it's fine. It's a little repetitive to just do this, but then, uh-oh. Yeah, the player will almost certainly want to be aware of the reset button, because otherwise they're going to, like, fall down and then, like, jump up, you know, have to jump all the way back. Where I might even put well, do I want to put checkpoints in between these pillars? That'd be a little, like, you know, too generous. Nah, I won't do that. If the player falls, they'll have to just, you know, jump again. Okay, and then the player will get something from here, and then the player will get... Actually, is there... Oh, I see. Okay. It's because this is, like, not, like, right outside of the reflection zone as well. But okay, so then the player gets up to there, and then the player will jump down. Probably figure something out. Probably figure out, like, oh, there's, like, this gigantic door that's going to have, like, a thing here that is locked unless the player gets some sort of doodad that strangely does not like open the other things. Oh wait, I just remembered the entire mission was actually to then you have to go back. What if we make it, instead of like you know, collecting two objects, you know, you come up here, you have to get a key from over there, which do I want a bit more like... I think maybe this is just too samey for a platforming challenge. Because the only real threat is the very last jump, which is a little bit challenging. Well, actually, it's probably quite a bit challenging, since it uses the crouch jump into spin kick, which the player might not be familiar with. Let's see if it works without that. No, it does not. So the poor player would be, like, completely lost if they don't know this one trick. So, like, our first platforming challenge, I guess what I could do is actually, make it so that there's an optional thing of, like, activating a fan over there. That could be interesting. Basically, like, you can unlock the door and also unlock a fan. Hmm. You know, so maybe it's like a switch that's like on one of these or something. Let's put it somewhere. And it'll probably be a little bit further away in the actual game. Maybe like, I don't know. Like some extra thing that goes up here. And then this light will go to fan 2. And we'll have like the things here. And this should hopefully be easier because the player can like climb against the wall as they jump up. Okay. Let's go back. Oh wait, I just realized this is still not going to be very easy because this fan does not get you all the way up. So what if I just impart more velocity? Let's do that. It's weird streaming without music. But okay, so now there's basically just an alternate path the player can take if they find that one unplayably difficult. Or like a slight mitigation of a difficult challenge. And if they so choose, they can choose the faster but harder path. Because admittedly, that's not exactly a cakewalk either. Because it does require you to be able to, like, understand that you can jump into a climb. Okay, there we go. So it's a little trickier than, like, your average thing. And then here, that should hopefully... Okay, that just barely gets you enough height to actually get up here on your own. And then you can get your little key, and then you can go back the way you came, or you can go back just down there to the fan. And hopefully hopefully this doesn't obscure the, like, main door. So I'll probably just put a light in there. Yeah, I think that's probably too difficult, just in general, maybe. Because I think what might happen to the poor player is basically they just assume that they can jump and spin into it, but they don't appreciate that it's going to take, like, it's going to move too fast. So they have to do that. Well, they have to do it right away. I mean, what I could do is just make it more generous. Or actually, I just realized what I could do to make it easier. I don't know why I didn't think of this. Just make these taller. Like, just make all of them taller. In fact, we could even do an alternate thing of like, you know, like if this is meant to be kind of like easing the player into this work, I should probably just ease them into it. You know, bring these upward so that way they're level with this, or even, yeah, that seems good. So like, let's bring all of these down to the same level first off. And then we're going to bring all of them back up. To that level. And then we're going to delete this. So that way, like, my trickstery ways will have to wait for like a later day. I don't really need this right now. Let's just see if like I've made like a string of platforms the player can jump on in a reasonable amount of time. And I should probably go back to my old time stop area as well and take some of the ideas from it. Like, it used to have like a fan, and then underneath it was a little bug, so that way the player would like try to get it, but then they would fall. I think now these are like a little trivial. I mean, I guess what I could do is just remove like a couple of these. Okay, there we are. You know, like, because we could just delete like, you know, this one, maybe this one as well. Now it's a little too high from this angle. So we bring this down a little bit. And like bring it towards us here. Video game, why do you keep crashing when I edit things? But okay. Ooh. Well, first of all, they should start falling when I ledge grab on them. So I think I need to tune those things slightly differently. Also, Jackie is looking like she's about to die because, let's see. So this area, on body entered if player dot blah is greater than 1 and body transform origin y is less than. Let's do like +1 or like plus 0.5. No, what do I want to do with this? I guess I just want it to be that if the player bumps their head on the ceiling. Because why don't I just make these like do this if I don't want it to... I don't understand what my goal is with that. But yeah, okay, let's sleep. So that way Jackie's bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and stops, like, having horribly bloodshot eyes. Nope. Okay. Would be nice as well is to maybe have one of these paths where the player just can't... Oh. That feels like something where I should be able to actually, like, get to it. Cringe. Okay, let's pause the game now to make sure that I can actually, like, get things. So, push these a little closer together. Keep these a little further apart. Okay, now if I do F7. Okay, there. It's basically because there's things that I'm doing in a separate thread. And I think the way Godot handles hot reloading, it can be, or it's not thread safe, so it just crashes the game sometimes. Okay, there we go. Now we can actually, like, spin kick onto the thing. And admittedly, they fall a bit too fast for the player to, like, roll jump off of them. But that's okay. Okay, so now there's at least a little bit of, like, variation. And there's a bit of complexity. There's a bit of texture to the challenge now, without being, like, basically without having to do this number. Which is a little advanced for where I assume the player's going to be. But eventually they will need to learn that move. I don't know when, but they will. But it is 9:30. I haven't really implemented the first chamber here, but I think it's a decent start. Because it's not... I guess the big thing is it's not overwhelming. And it's aesthetically interesting enough that it kind of would work on its own. Where, like, you come into here. Let's actually see, like, the sort of, like, you know, player experience. So we also need that bridge there, but basically you come into here, it's like, what the heck are these things? What the heck are these weird floating platforms? This is a weird place. And then there's, like, a big thing here, which admittedly, I'm not a big fan of having such a, like, plain switch in the center of the platform to activate that fan on the side, so let's not have that. Let's have this fan just activated, like, over here. Just put the switch next to the fan as well. That actually makes a lot more sense. And it'll just be lit up. And I'll have something other, you know, some other thing over here. And then it should still maintain sight lines here. Because the next step will be making it so that there's a little thing here that unlocks. My headphones are flipped. Or, like... I swear to God, every single time I put on these headphones, the ears are, like, playing different audio. Like, the channel that plays is swapped. It's incomprehensible. Oh, wait, that's still a bit too difficult. Ah, well. I can tune things, I can balance things however I see fit. This is at least a simple little area. That'll be, like, good enough for a start. So let's say that. Oh, wait, I don't have anything here, do I? More necro... bolus. Git push. Okay, and I'll be also back tomorrow, so I'm going to start wrapping up here. And I guess this will be what I do. Well, what I'm really going to start on in February is the writing for the quest, not this mechanic stuff. So I should probably, like, figure out a way of quickly summarizing my thoughts on this. Well, no, because I really do need to do more of the writing for the quest rather than the platforming. I've put myself in an unfortunate situation by, like, starting on this work but not being able to finish it. Let's just add all this stuff. Ah, well. I guess I can probably just alternate between them, since I'm going to be doing most of the writing off stream as I usually do anyway, so I could be doing this stuff on stream. I'll have to figure out what I want to do with that. Actually, before we go, I should probably think about that, because for weekly, so January 30th, so I guess I found the fun, sort of. So January 31st, so I've brainstormed the components. I guess we have all of these. Kind of. So showcase the scale, I guess that's fine. Yeah, not really the shops. Well, this should probably be done later. So what's the nightlight quest looking like? Ooh, that's going to be... I have not done that yet. But okay, February should be all about the quests. Only writing, testing, or developing for quests. I think even, like... But make the solutions as simple as possible, i.e. teleportation instead of navigation. Because I've spent so much time on NPCs navigating that it might actually be necessary for the game to come out to like cut navigation, like cut NPCs being able to walk from one place to another, because it's been so unreliable and so difficult to get it working. But I'll have to think about that. Basically, all of February is going to be just writing. And I think I'm going to accept that. I think I'll leave this stuff not done. And so it'll be like, I don't know, continued later. Let's see, because we got kind of this stuff. Yeah, whatever. You know what? I have the layout. I've brainstormed the components needed. I haven't brainstormed this component though, so that'd be nice to do later. But let's put it later then. Because that'd be quests, major quests, nightlight. I guess the functional deadline's done. Vertical slice. I guess get it back in the game. January 28th. I don't want to bother. I'll accept that there's not really anything there. So, man, I put way too much stuff in these. Whatever. I didn't get like half of the stuff done that I was targeting this month, which is not a very good sign for like finishing it in a timely manner. But I can just like figure it out. Okay. That'll be it for today. I'll be back tomorrow, like I said, to basically like quickly wrap up this month's work, because then I'm going to start in earnest on the writing for the quests in February. Get them like up to what I think the final level of polish should be. Just like from a dialogue and like story structure perspective, without any of the visuals and stuff, because that'll come later. But all right, I'll see you later.